So how do you strengthen your cloud security? You have to know what you know and don't know. A clear understanding of your network posture. What tools do you have? What training are you using? What policies do you have? And in case all of that doesn't work, what is your incident response plan? All of those are critical for your health. And CISA, same thing. They have a list of things you need to do, and it's the same stuff. Continuous network monitoring, log files, admin permissions, zero trust, et cetera, et cetera.
Cyber hygiene training.
Right. Don't do RDP on public machines. Instead, go through a firewall to get to them.
Blame-free employee reporting. That's very important too. We want to know about the thing that happened as soon as possible so that we can fix it.
And IBM claims over half of cloud security breaches are caused by issues that are simple to rectify. Configuration of apps, database, and security policies. 2 out of 3 breached cloud environments observed by the tech giant, quote, would likely have been prevented by more robust hardening of systems, such as properly implementing security policies and patching systems.
Yeah, and of course, that doesn't seem groundbreaking, right?
Right.
It's what we've been saying, and it shouldn't come as a surprise, but this is what we're talking about. Configuration is becoming more and more the thing, even over patching in a lot of ways when you're talking about cloud security.
All it means is that you have the same responsibilities on cloud security as you have on on-premises securities. You have to think about these things. How about zero trust? Now, the one thing I would say is that zero trust is an idea that for on-prem stuff is a wonderful idea, but difficult and expensive to implement. But there are some cloud providers who are ready to help you with zero trust out of the box. So zero trust is good. We've had whole discussions of what it is and how to do it.
And you could certainly set up zero trust yourself, for example, in Azure or AWS as well with the proper what are they called? Security groups and role-based access. But it's challenging, and you know, it takes architecting it properly.
So we always say take a data of all of your tools. Also take an inventory of all of your data locations. What's in the cloud? What's in Kubernetes versus Docker versus a server that you're renting? What's internal? What's on your IT devices? And where are your backups? And back up both devices and cloud containers. If AWS goes down and you don't have it backed up, well, they'll get it back up as soon as they can.
Yeah, and backing up cloud containers is an interesting. Well, you can go to the next one because do cloud containers need backups, right? Yeah, and you know, if someone wants to say they don't, then we can talk because it really depends on the container. There are stateful containers and stateless containers. So if it's a stateful container, yeah, it needs to be backed up.
And what's the difference between a stateful container and a stateless container?
Stateless container, you treat it like cattle. It has anything that needs to persist after the container's lifetime is not kept in the container, so you can freely destroy them. And when people say, oh, you don't need to back up cloud containers, they're usually referring to that. However, containers can also have state. And some folks in Kubernetes will call them stateful sets. So you need to know, okay, do my containers really need to be backed up? And the answer might be yes, and that's the point here.
And of course, the same backup rules apply to your cloud stuff as your local stuff. But the most important cyber tip: test those backups. Until you've tested them, you don't actually know that they're working.